Need cheap coins right now? Check out redzonecoins.com. For the very best discount available, use code DIRECTOR for 20% off. Yo, brothers, what's up? It's the Director. Who we got in here today? JA Fan, Big Goat, Anthony Pano, Keno Archer, Chris Lowry. What's going on, everybody? Good afternoon and salutations. We're staying frosty out there, guys. We're gonna be doing a bye-week roundup video, kind of, you know, the in between. You know what I mean? Like, is it the upside down from Stranger Things? We're in this purgatory of where no Chargers football, but there's a lot of good things that are coming this week because of this little break the Bolts are getting. What's up, Xavier Leo's 12-Man Nation? Dark Knight, you guys want to see an update of the Chargers theme team on Madden 2? I'll get that all set up right here as well. So you guys can check that out. It's looking pretty beastly out there too. Carito Andrew, dang, what's up, man? How's everybody doing? WW, thoughts on Justin Herbert, Dan Marino comp? Ooh, okay, all right. How about you come back at me with that question here in a minute, JA Fan? Definitely want to take some questions. That's a really, really good one. People trying to bait me with the names in the chat too, man. You were gonna make me say something that YouTube's gonna get mad at me about. We're not gonna do that. We're staying frosty out here, not being baited into those sayings out there. Can we call Justin Sunshine Herbert? I think so. Yeah, you know exactly who you are in the chat. Well, guys, in this video, we're gonna be going over some stuff that the Chargers can be looking at to improve over this bye week. Talking a little bit about you guys in the chat, kind of the stuff that you guys want to see from the channel during this downtime, and just have a lot of time and fun doing it. Before we do get started, guys, hit us up with a like and sub if you do enjoy this content. The small amount of time you guys take to the like, sub, and bell notification helps out a lot. You guys know the drill by now. Lights, camera, action. Bolt Nation, stand up, bolt up, Bolt Gang, don't bang, ASAP, all that stuff. It's gonna be a good week, guys. I'm super excited to see what's going on with the Chargers during this bye week. I'm seeing a lot of questions and stuff coming through the chat, so I'll be picking some stuff here and there. You guys just keep throwing your questions at me. There's a lot of people in the comments, so I'll get to as many people as I can, but I do really want to go over a lot of stuff that I did talk about in my last video about how significant this bye week is to the Chargers, the timing of it, and the injured players that we could see returning in this downtime. So the first thing I want to do address is the comp of Justin Herbert to Dan Marino. How cool is that? Where do you guys think that was born, that comp? Do you think it was in last week's game where Justin Herbert, I think he tied Dan Marino for the most touchdowns ever thrown in Monday Night Football, and then he broke that record following that with a 4th touchdown in that game? I can totally see the comp to Dan Marino right now, but the only thing is Dan Marino is a tree out there. He's a statue. The guy doesn't run around a lot, so you could almost think of him as like Dan Marino with wheels. How dangerous would Dan Marino have been if he could run more than 2 miles an hour? That'd have been insane. Herbert over Burrow, I'm saying, from the guy who I can't say the name of. Yeah, so the big thing I do want to ask you guys in the chat, type 1 in the chat if you think Justin Herbert is in the lead for Rookie of the Year, or type 2 in the chat if you think it's gonna be Joe Burrow. Let's hear it. Let's see it in the chat. Herbert for offense, yeah, okay, so we got a lot of Chargers fans in here, evidently. I had to have guessed that the ones were gonna be coming out here. We got 1-2 guy. Hey, Jay Cutie, I see you in there, man. You trying to be different. You trying to be rebellious, but you're in the wrong space for that, my dude. Look at all those ones, and we got Owen Burgeon. You guys, I shouldn't be, shouting out the guys that don't think so, but you know what? At the same time, it's still a race, right? Like we're at the quarter mark of this race, and anything could happen between now and then. Joe Burrow's looking pretty good, even though his team's not giving him a lot to work with. But right now, even with all of those extra things around him, extra pieces around him, I still think Justin Herbert is performing better. C. Parody says, what up from San Diego? Nice, man. Kyoto. Is Derwin James gonna stay with us? Yes. I don't think there's any world where Derwin James leaves the Chargers after this year, even with all the injuries and stuff like that. There was a player on our team by the name of Keenan Allen, who a lot of people were saying the same stuff about. After a while, he kind of got his things together, you know what I mean? Now he hasn't really been injured. At least no one's thinking of him as an injury-prone player anymore, which is kind of what I'm hoping is going to happen with Keenan Allen. Derwin, yeah. So that's what I'm saying with Derwin James, excuse me. I feel like director should be our head coach. I mean, do it. Let's see what happens. I don't know if I could take the pressure, but yeah, it would be pretty insane. You know what? I think it's easier for analysts. I shouldn't even say analysts, because you guys know I started this channel. Not because I'm a pro football analyst or nothing like that, just because I'm in a place where there's not a lot of Chargers fans. And damn it, I want to talk Chargers. So that's exactly why I decided to, open up the Chargers part of my channel, and it's actually turned out to be really great. But anyway, the point of that being is that it's easier for guys like me after the fact to be like, yo, what are you doing out there? You know what I mean? Like, why are you making these kinds of decisions? Why aren't you, pressing, with Justin Herbert more? The coaches sometimes get a bad rap. Now, this doesn't mean that the coaches are, without flaw. Absolutely, they're with flaw. There's a lot of things that they need to regroup and rethink before going back into week 7. However, it is kind of a crazy year for football. Who else got in here? Aaron Hinton. Aaron Hinton? Nah, that's not the Aaron Hinton, is it? Aaron Hinton. Guys, say hey to one of my high school buddies. Haven't talked to him in forever. The guy filmed my wedding. Dude, Aaron, how you doing, man? It's been a freaking minute. Good to see you, my friend. What do you think of Sewell? Oh, it's Penei Sewell, man. This guy, if we could get lucky enough to land Penei Sewell in the draft, the guy who's blocked for Justin Herbert in Oregon, the guy who many think is the best offensive lineman we've seen come out of the draft in a long time, I'll eat my shoe. I'm serious. It's going to be really tough to land this cat if you're not literally like in the top 3 picks. Now, it doesn't mean the Chargers couldn't get aggressive and trade up, which I 100% think we should do, but you never know. I mean, it's also the relationship that Sewell had with Herbert in college that does intrigue me. You know what I mean? Those guys were tight. It's the Jeff Saturday to Peyton Manning kind of relationship. I want to see that with the Chargers. How cool would it be? How cool would it be? And it says, dude, just logged and randomly saw you at the live. That's so crazy, man. Blast from the past. Me and this Hinton guy, we used to blast each other on Facebook all the time. And this is back when Facebook was, pretty new. We had these slam pieces. And then everybody at our high school was like caught in the middle of the crossfire. It was absolutely hilarious. Good to see you, my brother. Okay, let's take a step back, take a look at some of the comments in this. We got Trumpet Monkey in the chat too. He filmed the honeymoon, he says. He filmed the honeymoon. Oh, okay, yeah. Trumpet Monkey definitely filmed something, as I will say. You guys, we got a lot of good old friends in the chat too. You guys are making me gush up. Logan Sims says, do you remember me? Yeah, man, totally. We should tank for him. Okay, no. That's one thing I do want to put like a firm stance on when it comes to Sewell, when it comes to the draft and all that kind of stuff. I'm not the kind of guy that will ever be okay with tanking. I think, I don't know, like it feels like a sign of weakness. It seems like, kind of not a cheating thing to do, but at the same time, it's like, why? Unless you're like so deep into the season, you're like 0-12 or something like that. Even in that instance, I struggle with the thought of tanking. Brock Fangno says, do you follow basketball? No, I do not. I kind of the Jazz a little bit, but that's about it. Memeapolis, what's going on, dude? Kirito, hey, director, shouldn't we have mods that are Chargers fans, not just Trumpet Monkey? The Raiders fans have infiltrated the base. Yeah, we'll get on top of that. I haven't done a lot of live streaming. I'm starting to do it a little bit more because we're getting a pretty good response from you guys. It's kind of an awesome, like, direct link to you guys that I can get some feedback and, kind of feel out what you guys are wanting to look for on the channel. Would love to watch Chargers game with director. I mean, how cool would that be? Guys, at some point, when this whole pandemic nonsense is over, I would love to go catch a game and kind of announce to you guys, where I'm sitting and stuff like that. As long as there's no, creepos, coming and trying to sit next to me and stuff like that. We can all go to like, I don't know, like a bar or something afterwards and yak it up. I think that would be a lot of fun. So we'll figure that out, man. We'll figure out a time when I can get out to Los Angeles and catch a game with all you guys. Someone says Herbert better than all the other rookie quarterbacks. Absolutely, dude. Like this is definitely turning into such a turn for the Chargers when it comes to quarterback in the last couple of years. Philip Rivers being really good, but I think Justin Herbert brings a different flavor to the Bolts. Okay, so I'm gonna start taking some questions now. If you guys want to get my attention, if it's a good question, you know what I mean. If it's a high quality question, tag me in the chat, and I will read it out. And we'll see in the chat if we can together come up with an answer that you're looking for. Bring up a cool topic, stuff like that. Is Herbert better than Tua for you, director? Hate to admit it, but yeah, Herbert's better than Tua. Quick note on that. Tua had some of the best surrounding pieces with him in Alabama. You know, top 10 wide receivers, top 10, you know, whatever. The guy had really good pieces around him. Justin Herbert did not in Oregon. So I think that kind of speaks to, you know, when he came into the league, Justin Herbert, you know, having all of these surrounding pieces around him now with Keenan Allen, Hunter Henry, Austin Eckler, that does help elevate his status a little bit for me, at least. Do you think Desmond King is going to stay with us? Seems like the coaches don't like him. Why? What did he do? Like, whose kid did he slap? There's no reason why this coaching staff shouldn't bring back Desmond King. A young, talented, Pro Bowl caliber cornerback should not leave the team at any point in time in the future. That would be a really horrible move for the Bulls. What's your prediction for rest of the year? I think Chargers are 10-6. Absolutely. If you guys picked up or watched my video from yesterday, that's exactly what I think the Chargers are capable of. Now, that is being a little optimistic, but at the same time, I think it's absolutely possible. If we're being a little bit more realistic, I do think 9-7 is in the realm. So I got a lot of heat for that record prediction yesterday, and I think it's ridiculous that people can't see that. Now, I'm not going to, throw anybody under the bus. I'm not going to tell anybody their opinion is wrong, but I also have to really point out that the Chargers have been going up against some pretty stiff competition, and the losses have only been by a small margin. The schedule's just opened up, folks. I think as long as Herbert can get, a nice, running start into the more difficult games, and let's say week 10 or whatever, that he will have the capability of taking down these teams that he was so close at, these past couple of weeks. So I think it's absolutely possible 10-6. Okay, let me get back up here to some of these questions, guys. I'm going to do some rapid fire. You guys ready? Do you think Jackson's better than Kelly? Yes, at this point I do. I think Kelly could surpass him in the future. If we had Derwin James, would we be undefeated? Close. I think that we still drop one game, but definitely we're looking at, let's say, like a 4-1. Is that where we're at right now? 4 or 5-1, something like that. I think we do still drop one game, but Derwin James is such a huge difference maker on defense. Absolutely think that we do pick up at least a few wins just because of him. Thoughts on Nasir Adderley? Needs work, but the playmaking potential is there. Do you think Chargers have a chance against the Bills? Yes, I do absolutely think the Chargers have a chance against the Bills. You got to take a look at the schedule of both of those teams. The Chargers had a pretty stiff schedule. The Bills had an okay schedule, so I do think it kind of balances out to where it's going to be pretty evenly matched. So we do have a chance, but if it were me, I would say the Bills do maybe have a bit of a step on us there. Where do you think Keenan Allen ranks among wide receivers? Top 5, in my opinion. Thoughts on Chargers playoff chances? I did go over this in my last video, but if we're going percentage-wise, I would say 33% to 50%. Really, honestly, just because of the margins, I do think 33% isn't out of the realm of possibilities. Do you think Bosa, with the bye week, will get more than one sack against the Jags? Yes, Bosa's about to be unleashed. Do you think Desmond King's going to stay with us? Yes. Is the Chargers' biggest position of need in the coming year tackle? Absolutely tackle, 100% on the left side. Offensive line as a whole, really. Okay, guys, I got to skip a couple of these. Let's see. Should the Chargers have gone for Bell? The only reason I would have gone for Bell is if I knew he was going to Kansas City. I would have gladly paid him, the $2 million or whatever he wanted, just to not be in Kansas City, because I don't think the Chargers really needed him. It would have been a tiny boost, but now I don't like that KC got them. Would you like Eric as our head coach, former Charger? Be really cool. Which Eric? Do you think that Brian Bulaga or Trey Turner will ever play a couple of games this season? Yes, I think after the bye week, they may start becoming more reliable for the Chargers. Favorite Chargers, New Jersey. Justin Herbert, powder blue. Absolutely. Earl Thomas still on the table? Kinda. I would say it's still a decent shot, but I'm worried for the reason that he didn't go to Houston. Why did Houston pass up on him? Let's see. Is Lynn the right coach for Herbert's growth going forward? I'm slowly coming around to Lynn. Lynn is being put in such a weird situation where everything's changing. So I'll give him some time. The hot seat is still floating around, but it's not as hot as it was, let's say, a week ago. How do you think benefits most from the bye week? How do you think we heal up, regroup, figure out how you're using Justin Herbert? That's exactly, we can get into that in more detail in a minute. Also, what's your Dolphins predictions for the rest of the year? It depends on what happens. I would love to see Tua Tagovailoa go out there and absolutely start, dicing it up, but they look better than what we thought they would be at the previous of the year. Herbert throws 5 against the Jags. Yes, I believe that Herbert is going to annihilate the Jacksonville Jaguars, dudes. Just mark my words. It's going to be the beginning of the end, for these short, close games, close losses for Justin Herbert. Where do you think Herbert ranks among QBs by the end of the season? I think top 15. I think currently, right now, via Bleacher Report or PFF or somewhere, he was ranked at like number 7 or 8. Believe it or not. You guys remember that video I put out like a couple weeks ago where I was like, yo, Justin Herbert's going to be a top 10 QB? I got roasted by a lot of people, even Chargers fans. I'm keeping an eye on you guys. And now he's ranked in the top 10 in a couple of different lists. I think if he keeps it up, he's definitely going to stay within the top 10 by the end of the year. Absolutely. Okay, guys, I got to skip a little bit down here. The Chargers doing really bad this season and are going to get 4. And I can't understand the question, man. You got director, you the best. Okay, awesome. Much love to you, Alejandro. Can't understand the question, but much love. Do you think, let's see, if 49ers release Nick Bosa anytime, do you think we should get him? Yeah. I mean, the Bosa brothers on one team would be screaming, dude. Are you kidding me? Is Badgley the new Kading? Great during the season, chokes during big moments. I hope not. I think it was an unfortunate game for Kading. Missing the extra point, I didn't like that. But I did hear somebody say someone got the hand on the ball. Maybe not 100% his fault. But that clutch kick to win the game, you gotta make it, dude. You gotta make it. Do you still regret... I lost it. I'm sorry, man. Do you still regret getting Herbert over Simmons? No, absolutely not. Do you think... we will do anything in the trade deadline? Also, no. Do you think we should hire Urban Meyer? Didn't he retire? I don't know. That would be awesome. I've watched him play a little, or coach a little bit. I don't know. I think it'd be pretty cool. I like that guy from the Chiefs as well. What's his name? Benamy? I like that guy a lot too. Very, offensive-minded coach. I think it would be really good for the Chargers. Been hearing Mike Williams could be a good trade asset. Do you think we can get David Bakhtiari for him, or would you not trade him? If we got David Bakhtiari for Mike Williams, I'd be kind of shocked. I wouldn't entertain that trade, but at the same time, I like Mike too much. I think he pairs really well with the big arm of Justin Herbert. Thoughts on Lamp? That now he's played a couple of games. Decent. He has some room to grow still, but he's a lot better. He's definitely what we thought he would be 4 years ago or 3 years ago, whenever we drafted him in the second round. He's really good, but he still needs to grow a little bit by getting more snaps. Do you think Drew Tranquil comes back before the end of the season? No, I think he's out the whole year. Is this a defining game to see who needs to go and who needs to stay? Like as far as coaching and stuff? I think we still have some time. I think Bosa gets 3 sacks against the Jags. Yes, sir, J.A. fan. Will our secondary improve, or they keep getting torched in the second half of games? Well, we're about to get Chris Harris Jr. back. I think Casey Hayward's about to be back at full health. I think there's a chance that we start locking down a little bit better. I mean, the Chargers defense still isn't bad, but the secondary definitely needs a little bit of help. All right, guys, I got to skip a little bit in here. We got to move on to some other stuff here. What are some of your thoughts on Kenneth Murray? Looks good, needs work. Do you guys think that we can rely on both defensive ends to get healthy? Do they get hurt a lot? I think they'll be fine. After this bye week, I think they'll be fine. This is a good one right here. Pep Hamilton has been a great coach and mentor for Herbert. Do you think he'd be a great head coach for the team if we let go of Lynn? He's on my short list, but I do think that he does very well with Herbert doing what he's doing. If he keeps it up, he'll climb that list for me. But as of right now, I still like Lynn a little bit better, just in the position of head coach. But if Pep Hamilton, shows something where he's capable of being, a legitimate head coach too, he's definitely on my short list. That's a good question. Do you have any favorite current Chargers? Joey Bosa, Keenan Allen, now Justin Herbert too, man. These guys are crazy. Eckler, the whole roster, man, is freaking amazing. Why do you think we resort to so much conservative play calling? Because honestly, okay, that's a great question. Honestly, I believe we can put up at least 35 points or more a game. Here's one we're going to slow down a little bit and dissect that question a little bit, okay? That's a good one. In my opinion, from what I've been seeing, watching Chargers football, from what I'm hearing with Coach Lynn, okay, it sounds like he's trying to protect this rookie quarterback. We're past that. He shouldn't be viewed as a rookie quarterback anymore. Yes, he is, and yes, in some instances you should, but at the same time, you need to trust Justin Herbert. You know what I mean? Conservative play calling in the second half to protect your quarterback. Run, pass. It's not strictly run, pass, but a lot of running on early downs. Too much running on early downs. Stop it. Stop doing that. Trust Justin Herbert, because this man right here, Myroni Washington, this guy's absolutely correct. We could put up 35 points a game if we trusted Justin Herbert more. Let him sling it. Design more screens and stuff like that if you do want to protect them, whatever. Have them let up on the blitz a little bit. But no, you got to trust Justin Herbert. Got to trust Justin Herbert. Here's a random one. Dark Knight. If AJ Green becomes a free agent, should we sign him? No. I think we're okay right now. But that was a great question, man. Brandon Butler. Much love, but do you think we will break the curse with Spanos being in charge, or do you think we could break it with Justin Herbert in the offense? Whatever curse there was, there is. The fact that we got Justin Herbert speaks to me as curses are overrated, bro. If we were so cursed, we wouldn't have gotten Justin Herbert. So whatever curse there was, Justin Herbert's going to be the man with the plan to wipe it away. Is Melvin Ingram coming back week 7? As far as I understand, there's a good chance that he does. Right? He had knee soreness, which is why he left. And then he's out for 3 weeks on the injured reserve, right? So technically, this week is the week he should have been able to return. And because of what his injury was, I would expect him back in week 7 with a much healthier Joey Bosa as well. This is why the Chargers are getting ready to make a run here, fellas. We're getting back players. We're getting back players at a time that we really, really need them. And the schedule just softened up like crazy. Storm's coming. Storm's coming. What would our record be if we had DJ? At least 3 wins. I guarantee you this defense is way different with Derwin James. At least 3 more wins. All right, guys, I'm going to skip a couple of these. I apologize. There's a lot coming in. But I really want to go over quality and quantity at this point. There's some really good questions here I do want to elaborate on before we start winding down a little bit, because I got some things I need to ask you guys, okay? Thought we might need to see more KJ than Keenan Allen went down on Monday. Any thoughts on his growth? KJ Hill is good, but he needs work. I feel like his separation and hands is why he stood out to a lot of people. But at this point, I'm not seeing enough of it yet. He'll be good in the future. Maybe our slot guy in the future, but right now he still needs work. Do you think when healthy, we have the best all-around team, defense and offense, since I think I do? Yeah. I think the Chargers are very close to being the most complete team in the league when everybody's freaking healthy, is my opinion. All right, do you think Chris Harris Jr. will be back in week 7? No. I think Chris Harris Jr. will be back week 8 at the earliest and week 10 at the latest. I think week 8 is not out of the realm of possibility. So he's going to miss like 1 or 2 games after the bye week, in my opinion. What I'm thinking. Who do you think are some players that can break out after the bye? Kenneth Murray's a big one for me. I think when he kind of steps back and sees, what's going on, how the Chargers want to use him, they'll probably start producing a little bit more. He's got great, the statage as far as tackles and stuff, but he's really struggling in coverage. The Chargers also need to step back and say, yo, we didn't draft this guy to be a coverage linebacker. He's out there to stuff up the run. How long do you think it will take Herbert to get a win or to win a Super? Man, these questions, dudes. Justin Herbert. Let's get to a Super Bowl within his rookie quarterback contract. No? How cool would that be? Because the Chargers have a lot of money to play with over the next 4 to 5 years. I'm going to say 4 to 5 years. Chargers' first Super Bowl in a long time because of Justin Herbert. What do you think, Chris Harris Jr.? Yeah. What do you think, Herbert winning rookie of the week in week 3 of 4 starts? Yes. So Justin Herbert, Gilbert Sanchez, thank you. Justin Herbert has won 3 out of the 4 weeks that he's started the rookie player of the week. I think it's the Pepsi thing, right? That's nuts. How many times has Joe Burrow won? Once, I think. Was it even him? I think it was him. 3 out of 4 times. This is why Justin Herbert is the leader, is leading right now for rookie of the year. He's winning the race. I think we sweep the Raiders and Broncos. I think we grab 7th seed. I also think we could beat the Chiefs in week 17. Believe. The Chiefs are starting to realize we are all starting to see the chinks in their armor. Woo! We saw the Raiders put a thumping on them because they didn't let their foot off the gas. We we've seen, you know, teams like us get really close to beating them, but we took our foot off the gas. I think that the Chiefs are starting to become mortal in the eyes of a lot of football fans, in the eyes of a lot of coaches, teams. It's happening. Okay, I'm going to take a couple more questions here, guys, and then I got to ask you something before we start to wind down, okay? A couple more questions. If healthy, do you think it's reasonable for us to beat Kansas City by double digits? Not by double digits, but I do think we can win. When do you think Eckler returns? Week 8 through 10. Same time, same exact time period as Chris Harris Jr. I think it's very close. If the Chargers miss the playoffs by 1 game or 2, would you consider coaching change entirely or bring them with Lynn for a 5th season? There's so many factors right now that go into what do we do with our coaching staff. I'm upset with Gus Bradley. This is probably going to tick some of you guys off. I'm upset with Gus Bradley because of his prevent defense BS, all that kind of stuff. But as I did some digging and understood exactly what he's working with, it's not easy. It's not easy what he's dealing with so many players being thrown out the window for injury. You got to change your entire defensive, mindset, your entire defensive scheme when you're missing that many players. So if we get a lot of players back and we're still struggling, he's still pulling the same crap, then I think defensive and offensive coordinator, got to get a new one. Anthony Lynn, also close to the hot seat. If he really starts making crap decisions, some stuff we saw maybe the first couple of weeks, hot seat, yes, but I'm more concerned about coordinators at this point. Okay. Last question here, guys. I'm gonna pick it by random. All right. One of the reasons why the Raiders beat the Chiefs, because they were throwing the ball downfield a lot. I think we can do a lot more of that with Herbert. Okay. That's exactly what I said. Offensively, you cannot take your foot off the gas, period. If you take your foot off the gas against a team like the Chiefs or against many teams this year in particular, because this is the year of the offense, you're going to lose. Trying to grab onto a lead and protect a lead by running conservative, run plays, just keeping, taking the momentum away from your offense, that's not going to work this year. You got to keep pace with everybody else. So that's my thoughts on that. Yeah, the Raiders won that because they never let up. Gruden understands that to beat pretty much 99% of NFL teams this year, because something's up with defense, you can't let up. Play every quarter as if you're behind by 14 points. You know me? All right, guys. Now, before we start winding down here, this is the part when I want to ask you guys. I'm going to get my little notebook out here. I want to ask you guys, because we got a week. And I knew I wanted to do this during the Chargers bye week, but I didn't expect it to be for a couple weeks down the road. So now we're kind of, throwing an audible into the channel. I want to know what you guys want to see as far as topics. Okay, so in the comment section, in the chat right now, I want you to tag me and give me a topic. Try and make it short and simple and sweet so that it catches my attention right away. And then I can do a deep dive video on those topics. Okay, a lot of you guys helped me out a ton over the off season about what to talk about, what you guys wanted to hear from me. A lot of you guys wanted to see, a breakdown of our AFC opponents, some draft prospects, a free agent, thoughts on specific players. Now's your opportunity to kind of whisper in my ear of what you want to hear, what you want to see during this bye week. Because obviously we're going to have the pregame show, a week from today for the Jets game or the Jags game. Okay, but between that, I still want to put out like 2 or 3 videos that you guys help influence me as far as topics go. Okay, so tag me in this comment and I will start writing down some stuff for a later video. Now, MVP, Offensive Rookie Player of the Year, that is probably going to be one of the videos. Will Justin Herbert win Rookie of the Year? Yes, it's probably going to be one of them. I'm going to start reading some of these, tell you guys which ones I like, okay? NFL stats. Honestly, just something to keep me more optimistic. I'll always be here for you, bro. When it comes to lifting up Chargers fans in times of darkness and despair, that's why I'm here. I got you. Draft picks we can get. That's a good one. Bad offensive play calling. A little too broad, but I will sneak it into a video if I can. Quarter season grades for every player on the team. Ooh, I like that one. Quarter season grades for the Chargers. Love it. Pep Hamilton working with Justin Herbert. Boom! That's another good one. Pep Hamilton deserves so much credit. And we've seen it before with his work with Andrew Luck. Had the Chargers beat the Chiefs. That'll come up during Week 17 pregame. Changes and improvements. Kind of went over that last week. Injury prevention. I'm not a doctor. I don't know. You should talk about draft prospects or Herbert reminds you of. Okay, draft prospects. It's not bad. When do you see the Chargers winning their first Super Bowl? That seems like a good off-season video topic as well. Maybe we'll do like a full Chargers sim along with it. Hype video after this week. Bye. Ooh, that's a good one. Hype video. It's been a minute since I done a hype video. You guys like my hype videos? Type 1 if you like my hype videos. What our rookies have done for us. Which team they had best 2020 drafts. Would Quinn be a better defensive coordinator? Quinn from the Falcons. Not bad. Not bad. Chargers comeback. Okay. Okay, the ones. My bad. I shouldn't have said that. Chargers Madden franchise series. Yes, franchise series. That's definitely coming up. I definitely want to do that. I think post Super Bowl or post regular season. Got to think ahead with the content. Analyzing future schedule. Yes, absolutely. Free agent O-line. Hard to believe our starters are better than some free agents. Yep, I believe it. Trade deadline moves. Trade deadline's a good one too, Trumpet Monkey. Actually, that's pretty good because trade deadline, what, week 8? That's coming up. We'll do one on that as well. Gus Bradley defensive strategies with available players. Quarter season draft report. I like the quarter season one a lot, guys. Yeah, you guys like the hype videos. Okay, I think we got some solid ideas in here, guys. I kind of have a good heading of where I want to go this weekend. I'm thinking I'll probably put one out tomorrow, if not on Sunday, so you guys have something to watch Chargers related on football Sunday, so you're not all sad, you know, out there without Chargers football. And then probably again on Wednesday and Friday of next week too. So maybe I'll sneak another extra one in there for you guys as well. And then as well as this, guys, I kind of want, you know, I'm having a lot of fun doing the live stream thing. Honestly, like, I'm such a nitpicky editor that I struggle with the thought of doing a lot of streams. I used to do a lot of Twitch, but streaming here with you guys has been absolutely awesome. So if you guys have any suggestions, stuff like that, leave it in the comments. After this video, actually, go back after the video, leave a comment there because it's easier for me to see. Let me know what you guys want to see because I'm liking the stream thing. It's a really nice direct line to the audience. All right, guys. As a matter of fact, type 1 in the chat if you like the live streams. I really enjoy. I mean, how many people got in here? Over 200? I don't even know if that's correct. There's a lot of people in here. Really appreciate you guys' support. All right, guys, that's going to do it for today's video. I've got family in town. It's my stepdaughter's little birthday today. Type 2 in the chat to say happy birthday to her. And it should be a lot of fun coming back here very soon. I got a lot of cool topics I want to go over with you guys. It should be a good time. Guys, thank you so much for joining me. Hit us up with a like and sub on your way out if you did enjoy this content. We'll see you next time. And as always, bolt up and stay frosty. Action.